For staying with us. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has expressed concern over the overwhelming burden of ground rent demands dating back to the 70s and amounting to over 600 billion naira. Managing Director Sule Abdulaziz brought this to the attention of the House of Representatives Committee on Power in Abuja during an oversight visit to the TCN. Senior reporter Habib Delawal has more.
The federal government has paid 205 billion naira to electricity generation companies as part of efforts to reduce the 1.3 trillion naira debt owed. During a visit by the House Committee on Power, TCN Managing Director Abdulaziz Abubakar complained that state governors are asking for ground rent that dates back to the 70s.
A lot of letters from almost all the 36 governors demanding for ground rent of our substations. And these ground rents are coming since from the 70s. And that time there was no TCN. There was ECN or Niger dams. Then we have NEPA, then PSCN before we come to TCN. But they will calculate everything and send to TCN. What we have now is over 600 billion naira, which TCN cannot pay. So we want either a legislation or a waiver from the president or whatever, so that any place we are building a substation, that land should be given to TCN to build substation without asking for ground rent, because we cannot afford it.
You are talking about.
The Chairman House Committee on Power, Victor Nwokulu, emphasized on the need to improve power supply in the country. He gave assurances of legislative intervention on the matter of ground rent.
There have been issues with the discourse by bulk person who is responsible, give us power here, give us power here, and yet it will be available, nobody's taking it. I don't know what you have done to resolve those issues. So, but what we want more, or as a person want more, is tell us the issue of NCC Oshobo. It is very, very critical, because we've been to some generation stations where they complained of damage being done to their systems because of constant fluctuation.
They also laid emphasis on the importance of having a cost-reflective tariff for the electricity market, as that is the only way to attract investment. The Nigerian power sector has gone through several reforms which can be seen as not entirely successful. The matter of ground rent between state government and Transmission Company of Nigeria, they say, will have to be backed by legislation. Habib Delawal, TVC News, Abuja.
Elsewhere, the Nigerian Immigration Service is working to improve its operational standards, emphasizing duty, professionalism, and ethical conduct. TVC News senior reporter Ibrahim Issa reports that immigration personnel participated in a sensitization workshop on ethical compliance and quality service delivery at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport.
So that we
This is the second day of the sensitization workshop organized by the Nigerian Immigration Service for its personnel. Held at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, the workshop was attended by staff working in the aviation sector. The two-day workshop aims to improve the operational standards of personnel, particularly those stationed at the airport.
The reason why the Comptroller General of Nigerian Immigration Service came in and Anandam organized this workshop at this crucial time is for the officers to be aware on their regimental ethics, and that they are the gatekeepers of the nation, they are the image makers of the nation. So it's just to make a reminder to them to stand on their feet for the betterment of the nation, for the national security.
The Comptroller General understands that the Nigerian Immigration Service is entrusted by the public, and that the public needs to be accounted to, and that we deliver the best services to Nigerian public and all other publics that will interface with.
What the deliverables for this sensitization are: one, to say we can come up with a standard operating procedures for our airport operations, and to see how we can also come up with KPIs, key performance indicators, for us to be able to appraise what we do and to see where we are getting it right and where we are not getting it right.
In July 2024, the Nigerian Immigration Service launched a nationwide campaign to combat corruption and enhance service delivery for Nigerians.
The Nigerian Immigration Service is confident that its personnel, particularly those at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, will demonstrate acts of professionalism while discharging their duties. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.
To other matters, representatives of different political parties in Ogun State have described the death of the INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in the state, Niyi Ijalaye, as unfortunate and unexpected. They made this known during their condolence visit to the state headquarters of INEC in Abeokuta. TVC News senior reporter Kazim Olowe has details.
Flag flying at half-mast, staff seen engaging in discussions outside their offices as the whole atmosphere at the head office of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Ogun State, located at Magbon area of Abeokuta, depicts sadness. They have lost their leader unexpectedly and were trying to console one another to accept the reality. None of them have the courage to speak on camera about the wreck who died in Abuja shortly after a meeting with the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, and other resident electoral commissioners, but they say the deceased was a good man to work with. A condolence register has been opened and politicians from different political parties visited the commission's office to sign the register. They say the man was a true defender of democracy, peace advocate, and a patriot.
It's highly unfortunate. It's a very sudden and unexpected occurrence. And it's a setback for our democracy. He's a gentleman and professional to the core.
It was a rude shock, and we are still yet to come to terms with it, because there was somebody who left here to Abuja only for that breaking news to just come rudely yesterday. The man that will be remembered for standing in defense of democracy.
He was a very good man. He was a very listening man, quite incorruptible. It's quite a great loss to his friends, to his family, and to the entire nation.
During his own regime, he has a very good plan for this state, and there's a lot of meetings that we have held together as a body of IPAC.
Really looking up to at least him conducting another election for us. So shocking, very, very, very shocking at this time that we are even preparing for the local government elections here.
Niyi Ijalaye, a native of our town in Ondo State, resumed as the resident electoral commissioner in Ogun State in March 2022 and enjoyed good working relationship with staff of the commission and leaders of political parties in the state. Some of the senior staff of INEC in the state later left Abeokuta for Bodija area in Ibadan, Oyo State, to condole with his family. Those who have visited the INEC headquarters in Abeokuta, Ogun State, described the late wreck as somebody who was committed, dedicated, patriotic, and he stood firm in defense of democracy when he was alive. Kazim Olowe, TVC.